In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you our exact step-by-step protocol on how to train new team members and also lead them to ultimately give you what you want as an owner, as a manager, so that way you can lead the people that are following you the right way. Now, there are 4 different ways that we actually train people. I want to share this with you, and we're going to go ahead and write this down. So the first thing that we actually do for training is I do, you watch. Now, the reason why we start off with this. Let's talk about mowing, for example. So again, if you're in the business, you're just getting started, maybe you have a part-time helper or you're looking at hiring somebody for help, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or you already have employees that work for you, this is going to help you. And so if you watch all the way to the end of the video, you will become a better trainer and a better leader. Number 1, I do, you watch. What does that mean? Well, ultimately, we are going to deliver and showcase what right looks like. I see many people fail to do this when they're handing anything off in the business. It could be the office, it could be mowing, it could be trimming bushes, landscaping, whatever. I do, you watch. And it's weird. It's awkward. Hey, stand over there. You're gonna watch me trim this bush for 5 minutes. Like, that's weird. It's awkward, but it's an essential part of the process so they can see what right looks like, what the speed looks like, what the technique looks like, what you do with the clippings, how you move your hands. Like, there's a lot that goes into it from a safety standpoint. What are you wearing? Do you wear gloves? Do you wear eye protection? Like, all of that encompasses. Now, once you trim all the bush, how do you pick up the leaves? Are you supposed to put the stuff down before you trim the bush and then pick up the leaves? Might make it easier. Or do you grab a rake and rake out the bed when you're finished? Like, all of that matters, okay? I mean, you don't want to leave any guessing or any deterioration of what you want duplicated in your business. So show them what right looks like. The second thing, once they've done that, and again, this is not rocket science, so if they don't get it in the first couple weeks, like, some people are gonna get it and they're not gonna get it. I do, you watch. Then you do, I coach. Now, what does that mean? I'm gonna give the head trimmers to you. You've been watching me just trim that bush. I'm literally gonna watch you. I'm gonna stand here and watch you, and I'm gonna be close enough that if I see something or where you could injure yourself, I will stop you, by the way, and stop you from either one, injuring yourself, because those blades move, and if they come down too close by their ankle, hey, stop. Like, we need to stop this if it's a safety concern. Also, from a technique standpoint, if you see them like not doing the technique properly, you can step in and be like, hey, I noticed you're not, like, it's all in the wrist. It's all in the wrist. It's not in your arms. It's all in the wrist. It's all in the wrist, right? So you can stand there, you do, I coach. You're back there in the corner with them, watching them until they've done enough repetitions properly where you feel comfortable that you can turn around and let them go ahead and go to town on it. It takes 21 times to build a habit, by the way. Just make sure, even if they trim that first bush and you're like, oh, okay, they got it, just take a little extra time. Make sure that you do, I coach. Now, what is the next phase of this? Number 3 is going to be, they do, I check, which means I am not going to stand there watching you. I am gonna go mow the backyard while you trim these bushes up front. And I'm not gonna watch because we've graduated, you do, I coach. I've coached you up on a few things. I've seen improvement, feel better about it. I feel like you're not gonna cut your ankle off or, cut a finger off with the machine. I feel good about it. You seem like you've got it. You know how to start the piece of equipment now. You're good to go. So I'm gonna go in the backyard. I'm gonna mow the back area. And then after about 15, 20 minutes, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna double check your work. And that's important to double check the work. And that's part of the checking phase. They do, without supervision, I check. Now that's where we come in and we say, okay, I like the shape of this bush. Let me grab my hand, shake the heck out of it. Guess what happens then? All the leaves fall off and all the little guys start to stick up. You see that? Okay, now we're gonna go over it and we're gonna do it again. And we're gonna really fine tune that bush so it's sculpted really, really nicely for the customer. Or maybe they didn't take enough off the bottom to make it nice and clean around the base. Hey, see these stragglers down here? Trim those off. Now keep going, okay? So again, they do, I check. And you're gonna do this a few times. You're not just gonna do this once. Hey, next property, I'm gonna still let you trim. Take those coaching advice that I gave you and let's see how it improves. Okay, boom.
One of the best pieces of advice I ever got from my mentor was this: only take advice from someone who is already where you want to be. And that changed everything for me because I became very selective on who I took guidance and advice from. Now, my business partner and I are coaching and mentoring other home service business owners just like you who are wanting to grow and scale their business. So if you're wanting to get to where we are at, click the link in the description below and join us.
It's done. They know how to do it now. You feel good. They've gone and they've made it through training, but not yet. Because the last piece of this and the most imperative mindset shift that happens on this is they train. They become the trainer. They go through these steps, 1, 2, 3, with another individual that's coming in behind them as the trainer. Because what you'll find is when you learn concepts, but then teach it to other people, it sticks with you incredibly longer. And you become more efficient and more versatile on that subject. When you teach somebody else, you learn it better. So these are the 4 processes of training. Now, how do you lead people? Right? Like that's simple. You're like, well, that's simple. Like we already do that. Okay. I want to share with you guys the stuff that I use, the mindset that I use when I am training somebody new. Now, before we do this, by the way, if you are not subscribed to the channel, this is your opportunity, a gentleman's agreement right now to click that sub button and subscribe to the channel. That's your invitation, everybody. Everybody watching now is subscribed. Why? Because we're trying to hit 15,000 subscribers, guys. I'm at like 12,700. All right, we need another 2,000. We need your help. The first thing I do when I'm taking somebody through training, and let's just say it gets a little bumpy. What do I mean by that? Well, you tell them one thing, and then the next property is doing something else. We've all been there. We've all had those team members, and if you haven't already, trust me, you will get there. If you're watching this and you don't have employees yet, but you hope to one day have a part-timer and a helper, trust me, you will come to a point where you give a task to an employee or you say, hey, I need you to trim that corner. And then they do it, but then the other corner they miss. And you're like, wait, I literally just told them to do that corner. I don't know why we're missing it over here, right? Okay, now we're in the phase where we need to lead. How do we do that? Well, there's 3 things that I ask myself when you hit a bumpy road when you're trying to train somebody or a new team member. There's 3 things. So the first thing is going to be, is my approach wrong? The first question I ask myself, because here's the reality of it. Everybody gets trained differently and they interpret things in their brain differently. Let's just say, for example, behind me, there was a picture of the sun on a lake. You know what? Let's just do it right now. This is water. Here's the sun. There's like clouds up here. So you guys got the image. In the comments below right now, is this a sunset or is it a sunrise? 2 different times a day, same picture. Right now, go ahead in the comments below. Put if you think if it's a sunset or if you think it's a sunrise. All right, so the right answer is a sunrise. That's what it was. So all you people that think it was a sunset is wrong. I wanted to put that illustration up because when you're training people, they sometimes view an image or they interpret direction differently than what you are approaching them. The first question I ask, is my approach wrong? Do I need to change up the way that I'm wording it? Are they an audio learner? Are they a visual learner? Like maybe they need to see a video of what right looks like. Like maybe they need to see a PowerPoint or maybe read a book about it. Like there's different ways to learn. The first thing I do is look internally. Like how can I improve as a leader if somebody's not following my direction well? Is it me? Is my approach wrong? So I'll tweak it. I'll switch it up and I'll maybe have them watch a YouTube video or something like that, right? Okay, so if that doesn't fix anything and we don't get any better after that, the next question that I ask myself is it an ability issue? Is this person from a physicality standpoint, like can their body not have the ability to do what you're asking them to do? I'll give you a perfect example, and I'm just gonna put this out there so I'm not hopefully trying to offend anybody. Like let's say for example, in the NFL, all right, if somebody hired a 450-pound person to be a wide receiver, like I don't think they're physically able to do that. You know what I mean? Like they're just physically not able to do that. And like maybe it might be physically, maybe it might be mentally. Like does the person have the physical and mental ability to complete that task? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, they do have that ability. It's like, okay, great, that's not it. But sometimes you might come across and you're like, actually, no, I don't think this guy's cut out for this kind of work. So that might be an ability issue. Okay, the last thing, if that doesn't work and that doesn't work, do they care? And this is a big one because they might have the right approach and be taught well by you because many people have, and they may have the ability to get the work done and to actually physically be able to do the job. But sometimes they just don't care. And the hardest one for me, because I can't fix this, is if somebody doesn't care. I can fix my approach. And I'm really good at deciphering if they have the physical ability to do this job. Mentally, physically, like through our hiring process, we decipher different questions and we make sure we're selecting the right candidates, right? But I just can't help somebody if they don't care. These are the 3 questions that I ask myself if I run into an issue when I'm training somebody and I give them a task and they're not listening. So I encourage you to also do the same. Think about it in your business. Ask yourself these questions. Always look internal first before assuming that person is just not getting it or it's just not clicking. Most of the time it's the leadership, most of the time. But once that's fixed and it's not an ability issue, it might just be because they don't care. And if that's the case, you put it on paper and you get that person out of your organization as quickly as possible. The faster you do that, the faster you will let them free to go on and do bigger and better things, and the faster your organization will get better, team culture will get better, and you will grow your business and reach your goals that much quicker. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.